All right, you're good to go.
All right, well, welcome everybody again. So this is an important meeting today because we'll be electing our officers for next year today. So just a couple of announcements. We have the Ties game on Sunday, May 5th. That's happening at 1 o'clock. We have 20 free tickets for the first 20 GSO members to sign up, and a number of you already have. We still have some left, so if you haven't signed up, please do so. It's a free day. It's going to be a lot of fun, a great afternoon out, and you can bring a friend. If you have kids, you're welcome to bring them. Those tickets cost $11 each. If you go to our website, I just find it by Googling ODU GSO, and it comes right up. You go to meetings, there's a link to the sign-up sheet, or you can just tell me and I'll write your name down and put you on there. But I have to give a final head count a week from today, and I have to pay them. So I need to know very, very soon if you're coming or not. We need at least 25 people to get that group rate. Otherwise, we'll have to pay a little bit more money, which we can do out of our budget, but I'd rather pay a lower price if possible. So.
What time's the game actually at?
It's at 1:05, to be very precise.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So it should be a really good day. So last year it was a lot of fun. We had about 20 people come last year. So, Dr. Lewis, do you have any announcements that you'd like to make?
No, I don't. Other than everybody was at the graduate research day. It was very, very successful, and I thank GSO for having me and Monica.
Oh, that's great. That was probably all of Jana.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice. President was very impressed, and he is having a reception for all the participants because he was so impressed.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great. Anything else you want to know? Okay. All right. Well, we are going to have a special guest from the Office of Alumni Relations, Corey Hudson. I think you know who he is. Okay. I think I've met him before. Super nice that he wants to chat with us about how he can bring what he does into GSO more so that we can make better connections and a better network with the graduate student organization, because as many of you know, our goal is really getting graduate students ready for that time when we get the diploma, and that's coming soon for some of us in the next year or so. So it's a good idea to really build that professional network, and I think having more collaboration with alumni relations would be a really positive thing. And as you know, we did an event back in March, but I think if we could step that up for the coming year, that'd be great. So we'll table his discussion until later, and we'll get started on elections. So as I emailed everyone in the organization yesterday, we are going to have online voting through OrgSync, and I gave instructions. You simply log into OrgSync, go into GSO's portal, communications tab, and then go to the polls drop-down menu. And there is a separate poll for each of the 5 positions that we have open. And it's majority rules, so whoever gets the most votes wins, and so forth. And the polls will close at 8 o'clock tonight, so that gives people a good 8-hour span to get their votes in. You can only vote one time, so of course. So that's how it's working. People who are successful and are elected will start their term on the date of graduation, which I want to say is May 11th or May 12th. So the current officers will hold our positions for about another 3 or 4 weeks, and then the turnover will happen. And what will happen then is I will contact the people who are successful, and we'll arrange meetings so that I can train you on how the organization works and some important things that you should consider doing in the coming year. For example, Dr. Lewis always invites us to speak at her graduate student orientation. That's a great way to recruit new members, and I think we really built our membership this year because we were very active in getting people, and I know we handed out a lot of candies, a lot of business cards, but it worked. We, this time a year ago, we had 100 fewer members than we have today. So it's really grown the past year, and I hope that it continues to keep growing in the coming year. I know Dr. Lewis, that is her wish as well. So we worked very hard this year to set a good foundation for future years. So we'd like to keep that going. So we didn't get any applications for the treasurer position. So what I did in OrgSync was, one of the questions is taking nominations, like who might be interested. Maybe you have a friend who's expressed like, oh, I'd really like to be a leader and I have these skills. I'd like to apply them in some sort of position at the university. Maybe you want to give us that person's name, and then depending on how that goes, we'll figure out what to do from there. If multiple people indicate interest, we might have a special election. It won't be anything elaborate, just probably online voting, and maybe we'll figure it out. But if we don't, if only like one person says, yeah, I want to do it, we might just say, all right, you can do it. So
one of the things that I would hope that would happen next year is that, the leadership develops some bylaws and
Mhm.
constitution so that some of the positions don't all rotate off at the same time.
Right, right.
And so what you have is a slate of all new people. Maybe they participate in GSO, but if you stagger that, it gives a little bit more continuity. And
Right.
so I know 2 years is a long commitment, but
Mhm.
there were a couple of the positions could be 2 years and then staggered. I
Right.
think it would be more effective for the organization.
Or some system of perhaps maybe starting off as treasurer and then moving on to one of the two
yes.
top
So you
positions.
have some historical memory. Yeah.
Right.
That could be another strategy.
Right, absolutely, and that's what I did last year. I started as secretary and this year as president. So I think it was helpful just because I knew a lot of how the group operated. I mean, there's always a learning curve when you take on a different position because it's a huge job. Like you do a lot and you learn the university in a way like you never imagined you would. So I think that would be a wise thing to do. We have a constitution, but it's very outmoded and we don't really stick to it word for word. Like there are 8 executive positions built into that constitution, which is that's a little unwieldy in my opinion. I think 5 is a good number. So absolutely. And BGSO, the Biology Graduate Student Organization, has given us a copy of theirs that we can modify. They just want us to give credit to it, like a footer saying this is modified from.
Yeah.
So.
Recreate it.
Oh, absolutely. I've been a teacher, so I know that you don't do that.
And you don't have to.
No, you do not. You do not have to. Absolutely not. So I already mentioned that we'll have a training meeting, and if other officers like Kelly want to come, and give 2 cents, that'd be great too. But I know how to do everyone's job, so I don't mind doing it. So whatever people's availability is, I did your job once, Kelly. All right. So what we'll do next is each candidate will speak for 5 minutes about why they want to be a leader in GSO. So the following things should be addressed in every person's statement: your qualifications, your past involvement with the organization, why you're seeking a leadership position, and your goals for the next academic year. And I'm going to limit it strictly to 5 minutes to be fair, so to make sure that we're out of here in a reasonable time. I know people have to take off at noon for various reasons, so I'd really like to be done at that point. And following each candidate's statement, we'll take a 2-minute question and answer period. So that should set us up for getting out on time, depending on how many questions we get. So, Yasmin, would you like to begin?
Yes.
Great.
So, good morning, everybody. My name is Yasmin Farley. I am currently a second-year PhD student in the higher education program, and I am running for president of GSO. And I know some of you who probably frequent the GSO events or meetings are kind of looking at me like I have never seen you in my life. But, and so I definitely want to address that. I became interested in running for a position when I saw the email go out, and I'm like, hey, I haven't been but so involved since I've been here at Old Dominion, and I really want to have a better connection to the university. I feel that I've had some experience in the past that would give me good skills to help this organization to move forward into the next year. I have been a leader on campus as the doctoral student at large for the Higher Education Student Association this past year, and I just passed my torch last month. And so I feel that along with other experiences I've had in the past, from being president of the UNC Wilmington Gospel Choir and helping us to be opening acts for Yolanda Adams, who is a Grammy award-winning artist. I've also, in my professional life, I've been able to start new programs at the schools that I have worked at, such as UNC Pembroke. I brought the first Martin Luther King Day of Service event to their campus. I also wrote a grant and received a grant to help fund that event. So I really know what it's like to work with an organization or a department where there's limited funds, and so I understand we can only get so much from SGA, And I feel like we would need to, as a board, really branch out into the population of Hampton Roads to kind of get donations and get people to give us stuff for free, whether it's getting free t-shirts to promote GSO and also promote that particular business, or getting free pizza delivered for things, going out and volunteering. I feel like I have the experience to help lead the organization in that direction and build upon the great foundation that the leaders before me have already made for this organization. I also feel like there are some things that we could change as far as streamlining conferences for the various disciplines. I would really like to see a more intermingling of the disciplines. I know during my time here, I really only know people in the education building, and that's a problem. You know, as graduate students, we really need to start intermingling because at some point in life, we are gonna cross paths, and it could be helpful if we know these people in the different industries because you never know what path your career may take and who could be that great person to either put you onto a job or just help you out as a mentor that just maybe you haven't run into because you're so focused on your program and where you're at right now. So I would really like to create a vision for next year where we're really reaching out to the various departments, you know, continuing to go to their organization meetings. I'd also like to go to their introductory classes because that's where all the new graduate students are. I know that they're at the training, but sometimes when you're in that training, you're just kind of, you zone out because it's so long. And I mean, it's a great training and everything, but sometimes you may be just so ready to go that, you know, they're really disregarding what's being said by the leaders of GSO. So I think that if we could get them while they're in their classes, right before things are started, maybe we could help to further increase the membership of the organization. And I just really want to be the change that I want to see. I want to reach out to students who were like me, who have not been involved. So not only reaching out to the students who are newly coming into Old Dominion, but reaching out to the ones that are already here and may not know that GSO exists or just may not be interested in what we're doing. And so maybe branching out, seeing what programs they would like to see, whether it's going to a Broadway show as an organization or going to a concert, going to some of the many festivals that we have here in Hampton Roads. I'd really like to see us branch out with both professionalism and our social activities. And so I just hope that you will allow me to be your president and help along with the executive board to lead GSO into an even bigger and brighter future.
Okay, thank you. So that was right on 5 minutes. Okay, great. All right, any questions for Yasmin?
How do you think that your role or background experiences in student affairs, higher education would help you or assist you in being president?
I think that it would assist me greatly. Being in the higher education program, a lot of my classmates are the administrators here at Old Dominion, so many of them know me. Classes from President Broderick. I've been in